What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin, and one of the most underrated positions and undervalued positions on a baseball diamond is the role of being an elite utility guy, someone who can play a ton of positions and do well at the plate as well. So you can basically slot him in anywhere and still get production at that position. It's one of the most underrated positions in baseball, in my opinion. The Red Sox have been blessed with some great utility guys over the years, but we have never really seen someone come up through the minor leagues that is destined to be an elite utility player, and that is what we are talking about today, because today is Saturday, which means we are doing another edition of Fenway Futures. If you don't know what that is yet, it is a series on this channel where we go over one of the Red Sox top prospects. We talk about who they are, how they play, and what their future on the Red Sox may be. And specifically today, we are focusing on a guy who could be an elite level talent in that utility role for this Red Sox team. But before we get into that, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys hit the like button on this video as well. It helps these videos out a ton and would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. If you couldn't tell already, the player we are talking about today is Eddinson Paulino. Paulino was signed during the 2018 international free agency signing period out of the Dominican Republic as a shortstop. Now, since signing with the Boston Red Sox, Paulino has slowly climbed up the ranks of Red Sox prospects and is now currently sitting at number 9 on the Sox prospects top 25, as well as number 13 on the MLB's top 25 Red Sox prospects. And the big reason for this is because of his hit tool. He has an impressive ability to make contact with baseballs, put the bat to the ball, as well as a very smooth left-handed swing that generates a fantastic contact tool. He also has an advanced ability to be able to recognize pitches as well as the strike zone. At a young age, he grew the ability to be able to take walks when needed and be really selective with his pitches. As for his power tool, it's slowly coming along is how I would put it. He does have that raw power and it'd been there for a while, but it never really translated into the major leagues, mostly because his swing was designed to be a contact first type swing that was more so looking to drive the ball all over the field, pepper it all over the field, as opposed to try and put it out of the fence. It's something he's been working on, translating that power that he has, that raw power that you can see during batting practice and in his build, into real life, real game situations, and it's slowly starting to work for him, because this year he really tried to integrate some power into his game with our single A affiliate. In 2021, Eddinson Paulino finished the year with the Florida Complex League, having hit 0 home runs and a really high average of .336. But in 2022, he really tried to incorporate that power, and with our single A affiliate, Eddinson Paulino had 13 home runs and a lower average of .226 with a .359 on base percentage and 128 weighted runs created plus. Obviously, the power has gone up there, but the average has dropped a little bit too. Now, this is pretty natural and it shouldn't be something that is super concerning. One, because he did jump up a level, and obviously there is an adjustment period to that almost every single time, just because of the fact that you're facing more and more elite pitching as you move up through the minor leagues. So there usually is an adjustment period there. Also, you're incorporating power into your game, which usually means that you are swinging at more pitches, one, which is going to generate more swings and misses just naturally, and two, you are starting to put a little bit of an uppercut into your swing. Now, I'm not talking about a crazy uppercut that's going to only hit pop-ups, home runs, or nothing. I'm talking more so just a little bit of an uppercut that hits towards the bottom of the baseball that creates the lift that you need to put the ball over the fence, as opposed to lining a ball for a double or a triple to center field. So in my opinion, the fact that he was able to add that power to his game at least a little bit in single A, as opposed to 0 home runs in the Florida Complex League, is really impressive. One, because of the fact that he was able to make that adjustment, and two, because of the fact that he was able to make that adjustment at a level that is higher than he was before. It usually is a normal adjustment period for anyone, but to also be trying to increase your power during that time and really adjust your swing to start lifting the ball out of the yard is really impressive in my opinion. On the field, he's decent. Like I said in the intro to this, he was drafted as a shortstop, but because he's in sort of a class with other fantastic shortstops, and the Red Sox have really made it a point to draft really athletic shortstops, they've had him moving around a little bit. He played a little bit of third base, he played a little bit of second base, they saw him in the outfield a little bit. And was he ever insane at any of these positions? Not entirely, but he was pretty standard at all of them, which is a deadly weapon coming up as a player. So his ability to be able to play a lot of positions on the field leads me right into talking about what Eddinson Paulino's future on this Red Sox team may look like. With Eddinson Paulino's ETA to the major leagues being 2025, he kind of lumps himself in with some of our top prospects in that class. We're talking Marcelo Meyer, Nick York, Miguel Blaze, Blaze Jordan, guys like that. So it may be a little bit difficult for Paulino to find an everyday spot, especially if those four guys continuously improve on their game and really show up as they grow through the minor league, because that is second base, that is third base, and that is shortstop. So it might make it a little bit difficult for Paulino to find an everyday position in this lineup, but that leads me to what we talked about in the intro of this video, the role of a utility player, one of the most undervalued positions on a baseball diamond. I'm not going to get into why again, but you guys heard in the intro, right? It is super valuable to have that depth on this Red Sox team, especially if that guy is a league average player or better. Eddinson Paulino could definitely be that type of player for this Red Sox team. We talked about all the positions that he has, the fact that he can play the outfield and the infield, the fact that he has experience in both of those, is very, very versatile, and you can kind of mold him wherever you see fit. On top of that, if his contact continues to improve at the minor league level and he really adds some power to that game, he could have an above average to elite bat in Major League Baseball, and that is huge for this Red Sox team. If you want to talk about having a utility guy that can go up there and hit you 20-30 bombs a year, obviously 30 would be a lot, but 20 bombs a year cycling through positions every single day, that would be fantastic. The other option I could see in Paulino's future is as a trade piece, especially if he continues to grow. We just talked about the class that he is coming up with, and as much as Paulino's tools are fantastic and he does have some advanced approaches at the plate, these guys that I mentioned before are just on another level. If the Red Sox at some point truly want to make some improvements to this team and they want to start looking at trading away some of their top talent, I have to imagine Paulino is towards the top of that list just because of the guys that are ahead of him, while still maintaining a talent level that is around that area. So if Paulino doesn't get traded, I see him as the super utility guy for this Red Sox team. But I want you guys to let me know down below, what do you see Paulino as? We talked about his hit tool, we talked about his fielding abilities. Do you see him on this team in the future? Do you see him getting traded away? Do you see him in a starting role? Does he hit well enough in the minor leagues to be able to come up and earn himself a starting spot on this lineup? What are your thoughts on Eddinson Paulino down below? Let me know everything. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button. Like I said in the beginning, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Plus, you made it to the end of this video, you might as well hit that sub button. You also might as well hit that like button as well. Helps these videos out a ton and would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seat.